So, yesterday we dealt with some of the Mendelian disorders. Let us continue. So, today we have got to go for color blindness. So, color blindness is also a Mendelian disorder which actually fails to perceive the changes in the colors, or it fails to distinguish green color, some of the colors, and the phenotypic trait, the most common phenotypic traits that are causing this disease are protanopia, which is a deficiency to distinguish red color blindness. It is called as lead color blindness. Then deuteranopia, green color blindness. These both are X-linked recessive traits, and tritanopia, blue color blindness, and it is an autosomal trait, which is autosomal. Now, a son's actually whose mother is not a colorblind, that is, if you take a son who is colorblind, it doesn't mean that the mother is completely colorblind, because if a woman or mother has to be colorblind, the gene or the trait that is responsible for colorblindness, it should be present on both X chromosomes of the mother. Then only we call the mother as an affected mother. Suppose if a son's mother is actually carrying a trait for color blindness, only 50% of the allele is carried. That means that in this condition, that is, one is capital C and another small c, the dominant trait will be suppressing the recessive trait of this affected trait. So we call it as a carrier mother, but normal. Carrier mother but normal vision. Suppose if in this condition, if daughter is colorblind, remember, if daughter is colorblind, her mother should be either carrier are colorblind, and her father is definitely colorblind. Her father is definitely colorblind. Okay, so colorblindness, actually it is an X-linked dominant recessive trait, and the phenotypic traits that are responsible for this disease is of three types: protanopia, which is nothing but red color blindness; deuteranopia, green color blindness; tritanopia, blue color blindness, which is autosomal. It is a deficiency or inability or deficiency to distinguish some colors, or they could not recognize some colors. Differences of colors will not be distinguished, or totally the colors will not be distinguished. So, if a son's mother has only 50% of the alleles, that means that the trait for color blindness on her will be suppressed by the dominant allele that is actually present in her. So, that mother, that is 50% of the alleles will be only for color blindness. So, she considered it as a carrier mother but normal visioned. If it is the case and father is normal, the son will be never be affected. Okay, but the son will be affected when this carrier mother is married to a colorblind man. Then son will be definitely affected with colorblind. But if daughter is colorblind, it means that her mother should be either a carrier or colorblind, along with her father is also definitely colorblind. Okay, now Ishihara test. Ishihara test. It is the test actually that is helpful to diagnose the changes, that is a red color blindness and green color blindness. Ishihara test is actually the test helps to diagnose red color blindness and green color blindness. Now coming to thalassemia. Second one is thalassemia. Thalassemia is an autosomal linked. It is an autosomal linked recessive genetic blood disorder. Autosomal linked recessive genetic blood disorder. It is due to production of abnormal red blood cells due to abnormal hemoglobin molecules, and it is only due to degradation or completely deletion of a gene that is actually present in the hemoglobin molecule. We know that hemoglobin molecule is made up of 4 polypeptide chains which are named as alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1 and beta 2. Now this thalassemia will be caused either due to deficiency or deletion of a gene on either of the alpha or both alpha and beta chains. But in case of sickle cell anemia, if there is a change in the sequences of the genes that are present only on beta chain, the shape of the hemoglobin, that is RBC cell, will be turned to sickle shape. But here I am saying, in case of thalassemia, I am saying that if any change or mutation or deletion occurs on the sequences of a gene of any of the alpha and beta chain, it leads to thalassemia. Thalassemia again it is of 2 types. Alpha thalassemia and beta thalassemia. Alpha thalassemia and beta thalassemia. Alpha thalassemia actually, in this the production of alpha globin chains is affected. The production of alpha globin chains are affected. Okay, they are controlled by 2 linked genes by name HAB1 and HBA1 and HBA2. These are the 2 linked chains that are closely with each other and controls the secretion of the hemoglobin from RBC cells. Suppose if any of the 4 genes, alleles of these genes, if any of the 4 alleles of this particular genes, if they are altered, definitely there will be a change in the alpha chains, that is alpha chains, alpha hemoglobin gene sequences, which if more changes will occur, more alleles are changed, then less production of alpha globules will be seen. Then beta thalassemia is called as Cooley's anemia. Cooley's anemia, and it is most common type of thalassemia. It is most common type of thalassemia. Okay, and it is controlled by an allele called as HBB. And if there is any change in 1 or 2 alleles that are responsible for this, then the production of more number of alpha globulins are produced, which actually bind to the RBC cells and destroy them, either in alpha thalassemia or beta thalassemia, as there is a changes that occur in the chain sequences of the hemoglobin molecule. Definitely it leads to anemia. It leads to anemia. So thalassemia is an autosomal linked recessive genetic blood disorder, and it is actually due to destruction or degradation of red blood cells that are helpful in the production of hemoglobin molecule. Okay, again these are of two types, alpha thalassemia and beta thalassemia. Alpha thalassemia actually it is caused in this the production of alpha globulin chain is affected, and this alpha globulin chain is controlled by two closely linked genes called as HbA1 and HbA2. Okay, whereas beta thalassemia is also called as Colles anemia, and it is most common type of thalassemia, and it is controlled by a single gene called as HbB. Now, in case of alpha thalassemia, if any of one or four alleles of that particular gene are deleted or destroyed, the changes in the alpha chains, less number of alpha globulins will be produced, or alpha chains will be produced. But in beta thalassemia, if there is a deletion occurs in any one or two of the genes that are controlling the beta thalassemia, then it leads to anemia. Then if you go for other examples of autosomal linked recessive genes, albinism. Albinism is nothing but, remember it is an extra point mark. Sometimes they will be asking some of the diseases and ask you to identify which among the following are autosomal linked or autosomal dominant diseases. For that sake we are giving an extra information. And now albinism is nothing but no melanin secretion will take place. That is, the body will be pale or white in color. Then Tay-Sachs disease. Actually this disease is mostly occurring in southern European jars, where the accumulation of some fatty substances will take place in the body, especially brain and spinal cord, which is damaging or malfunctioning of that particular organs. Then galactosemia. Galactosemia is also a hereditary linked diseases where the process and procedure of conversion of the production of energy from normal sugar called as galactose is completely lost. Gaucher's disease. Gaucher's disease is also accumulation of some fatty substances like especially spleen and liver, where the organs will enlarge in size, and sometimes even the fatty substances are also accumulated in the bony tissues, which makes the bones more brittle and has the susceptibility for more number of fractures. Blue eyes. The name itself, the eyeballs will be blue in color. So, what are the examples of autosomal linked recessive? Albinism, Tay-Sachs disease, galactosemia, Gaucher's disease, blue eyes. Then coming to autosomal linked dominant. Autosomal linked dominant examples are myotonic dystrophy, Huntington's chorea, neurofibromastosis, achondroplasia, and brown eyes. Myotonic dystrophy is actually, the name itself is indicating that some degeneration and destruction or damage will occur in the muscles, and the muscle will remain in a contraction condition and fails to relax. Then in case of Huntington's chorea, actually here the nerve cells that are present in brain and spinal cord will be completely lost over time. Neurofibromastosis. In neurofibromastosis is actually actually the cancer that is caused in the nerve cells of brain and spinal cord. Achondroplasia, actually it is a condition where the limbs and legs will be shortened, that is dwarfism will be seen. So these are the examples of autosomal linked dominant trait: myotonic dystrophy, Huntington's chorea, neurofibromastosis, achondroplasia and brown eyes. So with this we have completed Mendelian disorders. Now let us go for chromosomal disorders. So here brain cells, that is nerve cells in the brain is completely affected. Achondroplasia means almost all dwarfism, the head will be enlarged and both arms and legs are shortened. Even if you go for the size of the person is also too short. Now coming to chromosomal disorders. So in chromosomal disorders, the name itself is indicating that if any changes will occur either in chromosome or, that is chromosomal number or structure of chromosome, if there is a change in chromosomal number or structure of chromosome, then we call that disorders as chromosomal disorders. Here there are two, aneuploidy and polyploidy. Aneuploidy and polyploidy. Here, failure of segregation of chromatids during cell division, and it is due to non-disjunction of chromosomes. Failure of segregation of chromatids during the cell cycle division, and it is only due to non-disjunction. In this, either loss of chromosome, one loss of chromosome will take place. Okay, one X chromosome will be lost. Hence we call here either examples Down syndrome and Turner syndrome. Down syndrome and Turner syndrome. Okay. Then coming to polyploidy. Generally it is due to failure of cytokinesis. In cell division, and it occurs only in plants. Mostly this polyploidy condition will be seen in case of plants because one extra chromosome will be seen. And now let us go for chromosomal disorders are classified into two types: allosomal disorders and autosomal disorders. So before going, let us read what we have actually learned. Chromosomal disorders means in chromosomal disorders, a change will occur either in chromosomal number or structure of chromosome, which leads to either loss or gain of one extra chromosome based on the aneuploidy and polyploidy. In case aneuploidy is due to failure of chromatids to segregate during the cell division, and it is only due to non-disjunction of chromosomes. Either it is 2n-1, n-1 or 2n+2. But polyploidy is a condition where the failure of cytokinesis will take place after telophase phase, and it also occurs in cell division, and it mostly appear in case of plants. So chromosomal disorders, it may be either changes in the chromosomal number or structure of chromosome in allosomes, which we call it as a sex chromosomes, and autosomal disorders. Autosomes means the apart from sex chromosomes, the other chromosomes are called as autosomes. For example, out of 46 chromosomes in human being, 23 pairs are autosomes and 1 pair is allosome. 23 pairs are autosomes and 1 pair is allosomes. Allosomes means sex chromosomes. Now, let us go for Klinefelter syndrome and Turner syndrome in case of allosomal disorder. Allosomal disorder. So, Klinefelter's. First example is Klinefelter syndrome. Okay, in this, the karyotype is 47XXY, and in this condition, an extra chromosome, that is X chromosome, is attached with normal XY chromosomes. Normal XY chromosome, and it is due to trisomy of 23rd pair. It is due to trisomy of 23rd pair. That is, an extra chromosome will be binded to 23rd. Now, this person who is suffering from Klinefelter syndrome, actually has got long stature with long legs, okay, and even feminine characters are also expressed. That means enlargement of breast, and we call that condition as gynecomastia. That means both male characters along with male characters, even the feminine characters like enlargement of breast is seen. That condition is called as gynecomastia, and they are sterile. And they almost all have rounded hips. So these are the characters of Klinefelter's male. And if you go for number, sometimes a question will be asked, number of Barr bodies. Okay, generally if you want to calculate number of Barr bodies, number of X chromosomes minus 1 is the formula. Number of X chromosomes minus 1. So in case of Klinefelter's male, number of X chromosomes are 2. So 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So in the somatic cells of Klinefelter's male, one Barr body is present. Okay. So Klinefelter syndrome, the karyotype is 47XXY. An extra X chromosome is attached with normal XY chromosome, and it is due to trisomy of 23rd pair. And if you take the characteristic of Klinefelter's, the person who is suffering from this syndrome has a long stature with long legs, and even the feminine characters are also expressed, that is enlargement of breast, and that condition is called as gynecomastia. They are sterile and they possess rounded hips. Now coming to Turner's. Turner's syndrome. It is due to monosomy of 23rd pair, and the karyotype is 45X. Okay, here the karyotype is 45X. The person who is suffering from this has webbed neck, short stature, gonadal dysgenesis, that is ovaries are rudimentary, gonadal dysgenesis, that means ovaries are rudimentary. As ovaries are rudimentary, amenorrhea condition will be seen. What we have learnt as in amenorrhea, that is amenorrhea means completely loss of menstrual cycle. It is due to physiological defect or hormonal defect or mental defect we learnt. So gonadal dysgenesis means ovaries are rudimentary and they are in a condition of amenorrhea, that is no menstruation cycle will occur in them. Apart from this, they are dwarf. They are dwarf and they are also sterile. They are also sterile. So in case of Turner syndrome is due to monosomy of 23rd pair and karyotype is 45X. That is one chromosome is less when compared with normal number. And a person who is suffering from this disorder has webbed neck, short stature, gonadal dysgenesis, that is ovaries are rudimentary and almost they show a condition of amenorrhea, that is no menstruation will occur, and they are completely dwarf. Because of dwarf only we use the word short stature, and they are also sterile. So another is broad shield like chest with widely spaced nipples. Widely spaced nipples is also a characteristic of this Turner syndrome, remember. So in next class we will go for autosomal disorders.